But look at the colors you get from these things. I mean, it's just incredible. Hey folks, welcome back to another edition of Sawing with Robert Milton here at Hobby Hardwood. If you're pushed for time and you got sycamore logs, let them sit. That is a wide log. Let's see if we can get these guys off. These are going to be right at the edge of my sawmill, but that's why you get a wide head. Right now I've got one arm on my drag back dragon. I got to be real careful. Look at that. So one thing that I always stress is sawing fresh logs or relatively fresh logs. However, there is an exception, and I'm doing it right now. I've got this big old sycamore on here. I don't know, it's 40 inches before I started whittling on it a little bit. And sycamore is one of the few logs that I will let sit and nearly spalt. Now, spalt is basically the precursor to rot, and it's exactly what you don't want to do on a lot of wood. But with sycamore, as you begin to spalt, the ray fleck, when you quarter saw it, a lot of times becomes more pronounced. It's something I've noticed over the years. I used to get my sycamore logs, I'd saw them up first thing, and yeah, they looked, I'd quarter saw them first thing, and yeah, they looked great, you know. But then as I noticed, as I'd let them sit a little longer, a little age on them, and just start spalting, then the ray fleck, when I quarter saw them, would be more dramatic. It would have a higher contrast. The other nice thing is typically when you let logs sit just a little bit too long, which isn't good if you're trying to make high-grade wood, but for some artistic species like quarter-sawn sycamore will also help wilt the wood and make it a little less stressful for the boards. I should say a little less stress in the board. If you're pushed for time and you got sycamore logs, let them sit. Saw up your oaks and your walnuts and your stuff like that, because letting them sit only helps their color. I'm going to show you what this looks like off the first few boards and kind of give you an indication. See these black lines right here? That's where the bacteria and mold start to get into the wood and creates these lines. Actually, the wood's creating the lines, but basically it's a defensive mechanism. But what's cool is look at the fleck. Look how dark it is. You get this discoloration here. I mean, it's gorgeous. Over here, same thing. Look, you get a little brown. That's on the outer side. That was from where the bark was starting to rot. Not quite, it's still sound. This is getting a little bit soft. You can see where the wood's peeling up. that'll still plane down. I would not have wanted these things to lay on the ground any longer. But look at the colors you get from these things. I mean, it's just incredible. This is a good example. Look here to the outside where I've let it sit. You can see it's starting to age some. You can see how distinctive the fleck is as you get closer to the Hardwood where it's less rotted, so to speak. You can see where the contrast starts to drop. Letting your Sycamore sit, it's not a bad thing. Let's burn through this pretty fast. Martha's telling me I got to fire up the planer. Let's get this wood going.
So we start like we always do. Let's start at the top, cut a wedge. Let's make a few flat cuts. And, you know, should be able to get a half a dozen. Man, this thing is sawing fast. Let's count it on the next cut. That's pretty cool. I always get asked, how fast am I sawing? I don't know, as fast as I can.
Here are some more gratuitous, beautiful lumber shots. I know y'all would like to see it. Look how pretty this is. Look how much fleck is in there. That's the spalting. That's a crack. That's beautiful. And I just wanted to show you a few more of the beautiful sycamore here. Like I say, when it ages, it turns a little red. Let's see if I can stack this real quick. See what the next board looks like. Oh, even better. All right, it's like candy. I still got some battery here. Let's see what the next one is. Ooh, that's gorgeous. Look at that. All right, next. Woo. And let's just keep going. This is real time. I'm not editing this. This is just happening. Ooh, all of them. Look at that figure. Sometimes being lazy or waiting a little too long is not a bad thing when you're sawing sycamore. It likes to be relaxed and get it just before it starts to rot, right in that spalted time frame, and you may have some of the prettiest wood you've ever seen. This one's been a good one, and it's time to go fishing. We will see you all next week. I've been waiting to go fishing for 2 weeks. We've had this cold, and it's going to be a beautiful day, and we will see y'all next week. Bye. Thanks for visiting our sawmill. Click on the links above to see more of our videos.